Well, hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with my mom. Today, my mom is flying solo. We have an interesting day because I'm going to make Easter bread. And this is something that really doesn't require any help. My Easter bread has been requested. The past 2 years, I've gotten about 4 or 5 requests to do the Easter bread. So, it's not hard to make, it's just time consuming because between steps, you have to let the bread rise. So, with that being said, as long as you have all day to do it, it's not a problem. So we're going to start out, first of all, with yeast. You use 2 packets of dry yeast. You mix half a cup of hot water with the yeast. And then we're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, okay? Meanwhile, in another bowl, I'm going to mix 1½ cups of flour and ½ cup of hot water. So now we've had our 10 minutes pass. And just to let you know, I'm calling out what I'm putting in, but the recipe is always in the video at the end. So I've got 1½ cup of regular flour, white bleached flour, and ½ cup of nice warm water again. And I just mixed it in there. So you mix all this together the best you can, the ½ cup of water and the 1½ cup of flour, and you try to make it so it's elastic. See how it kind of like pulls apart? So you get that, because we're going to dump this mixture over top, the yeast and water mixture, and we're going to continue to mix it. Mix it really good. It might seem like it's not mixing well. Sometimes you have to work it a little bit more than others. So I have mixed it. It's not totally dough yet. There is a little bit of watery base to it, but as it rises, you'll lose that. So right now, I'm gonna put my wax paper over it, and I'm gonna set this in a warm spot so it can rise. And usually about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Okay, so I got some things to do for a while. I'll be back. Okay, so right before this is ready, about 1 hour and 15 minutes, 1.5 hours, it depends on how you see it rising. You have to start preparing what we're going to add to it. So I start with a 3/4 cup of shortening. Now I have freshly grated lemon peels, and you really have to use the freshly grated. There's no escaping it. Lemon juice, you can get it out of a bottle if you want, but since you've already grated the lemon skin, you might as well just use the lemon juice that's in it. And let me tell you about the lemon skin also while I'm talking about it. Don't get too far into the rind. Just try to keep the top part when you're grating. So we're going to kind of beat this up a little bit. We're going to start on low and then just fluff it up a little bit. For this simple project, we're just doing a little hand mixer. And you can use a hand mixer. You can use the big mix masters or processors or whatever you want. A cup of sugar, and then of course a little bit of salt, and then mix it again. I don't talk about mixers running. My director gives me a dirty look if I do. Yes, she does. Okay, so now it's 3 eggs. Now, here's another thing with this. I'm gonna add the 3 eggs, and it's very simple, but it's really 2 eggs, 1 egg yolk. So, 1 egg white, because we keep the egg yolk because we use it to brush on the top of the bread when we bake it. And of course, I'm not gonna break the egg right in there. I'm gonna make sure that there is no shells in it. So I just take the egg yolk out, dump it in this little bowl, and save it for later. I just add them slowly. We're just fluffing everything up. Wow, that really turned out good. So here we are with our stuff that rose. And like I said, you notice it absorbed some of the moisture. So now we're just going to add everything together a little bit at a time, just to get it acclimated and mixed really well. And then once it's ready, then I start adding the flour to it. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of kneading, but we will have to knead the bread. I knead it for about 5 minutes. Actually, it's very good for you because it strengthens your arms. Let me tell you. So I have it well blended, and now I'm going to add the flour. It's about 4 to 4.5 cups of flour, okay? Normally, I didn't think that much was going to go in there, but I try to do it a little bit at a time. That's the best way to do it. At some point, the dough will get a little thicker, and my little machine here won't handle it, so. Okay, we've reached that point where, as you can see, all the dough got tangled up in my beater. So dump that out and just spread it around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dough out of here now, and I'm going to start kneading it on that flour. And what will happen as I do that, it will eat up all that flour. I always just use my hands, push it out, and then you try to bring it back in and do it again. And this is, you usually do it about 5 minutes. It's very good for you. It's healthy because you're pushing. You're actually getting your exercise while you're making bread. Okay, so I'm done kneading. I feel a little bit stronger now. So now what happens is it goes in this bowl. I have a grease bowl, and it goes in the grease bowl. Spray it with a Pam or whatever you call that, and put it in there. Wax paper, towel, set it in a warm spot, 78, 80 degrees. Like I said, on days that I don't have sunshine, I sit it next to my little electric heater that I have, not right next to it, but in the area so that it warms, and leave it to double, usually about 2 hours. Okay, I was going for 2 hours and now I'm back. So my dough has risen, okay? So the first thing we do is we punch it down. Isn't this fun? And I roll it up and split it in half and make 2 balls out of it. Okay, and then these balls are going to sit for 10 minutes. And 10 minutes only. So you let these 2 sit for 10 minutes, like this. Put that wax paper back on. You don't want them to dry out. Okay, and they don't have to be as heated. It's just giving it a time to rest. It's rest time for the bread dough. All right, it's been 10 minutes. Now it's time for the unveiling. I'm going to show you what we do. Easter bread is usually a braided bread. I previously sprayed the pan, and I thought, oh, I was supposed to do that on set, but guess what? I'd already done it. So it's a grease pan that you do. Now what we're going to do with these is we're going to roll them out. They're going to be about, I'm going to say about 36 inches in length. We're going to make 2 of them, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to braid them. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of work to roll them out. Okay, so you try to get them even, and you want to make sure you get them long enough, because if you don't, your Easter bread will be too fat in the middle. Okay, so I got 1 done here. It doesn't have to be perfect, because as it rises, all the flaws come out of it. The other thing I did want to talk to you about, this recipe is from a really old cookbook. This is a recipe my mother made, and her whole family made it, as a matter of fact, the Easter bread. Now, I don't know whether they all used the same recipe, but I know that this is the recipe my mother used. So, and it's great and easy to freeze. Once this is done, you can put it in the freezer and take it out the morning, Easter morning, and it will be perfect. So this is what I do. I just wrap it around, okay? And then when I take it over here, I put it here, and I kind of make like a horseshoe with it. Get it so it looks a little bit fancy. And here we go again, another hour and a half. All right, see you in another hour and a half. Okay, so we have now waited our last hour and a half and the unveiling of the Easter bread. Okay, here you go. So what we do right now is we're going to put a little egg wash on it after it cooks for 10 minutes. So I'm going to put it in the oven now for 10 minutes. Then I'll put the egg wash on it, and it will continue to cook. Okay? Okay, so I've just grabbed this out of the oven. It was in there 10 minutes, okay? Next step, pour a tablespoon of milk in that extra egg yolk that you had. Stir it up. What happened is we put a nice hard surface on the crust now, and we're going to brush. We're going to do an egg wash. So I'm going to brush it, and then I'm going to put some of these little candies on it. So I do half of this at a time because the egg wash will dry and then these beads won't stick. So then it goes back in the oven for about another 30 minutes or so. But keep an eye on it. Everybody's oven's different, okay? And then when you taste this bread, you'll say, oh my gosh, that is good. Back in the day, I used to make about 5 or 6 of these at Easter, and I'd give them away. I have a large family, and just with my family, I have to make quite a few. So there you go. It's going in the oven now for about a half hour, finished cooking, and we'll show it to you in 30 minutes. Look at that. Can you see how beautiful that looks? So fresh out of the oven, the Easter bread is ready. Let me show it to you close up. I'm coming around. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Can you see it? It looks beautiful as a centerpiece at the table on Easter. I brought my 2 guys that have been helping me. We're all going to try a slice. Give me your honest opinion, guys. There's no fooling my mom. Okay, there we go.
Good. Really good.
I hope you enjoy this recipe, and I hope you try it. It is absolutely delicious. It's a sweet bread, but it can be used as just a dinner bread if you want. You put some butter on it. Thank you for watching In the Kitchen with Mama. We'll be back next month with another video. As always, it comes out on the 20th of the month every time. So listen, make sure you watch the videos, make sure you share, subscribe. Any questions, comments, you can always email me at inthekitchenwithmama@yahoo.com, or you can just comment at the bottom of the video. Have a nice Easter, everyone. So long.
Happy Easter.